So welcome everyone to the MSc Business and Organisational Psychology live introduction to study. We're just going to take a brief pause as the final attendees join. We do hope that you can hear the sound okay, and if there is any issues that you're experiencing, then please do see the advice on the screen. We'll just give it a couple, maybe one more minute. Is everyone able to hear me?
There was a message from Sarah Dodd saying that she can't.
Yeah. Hoping that one of our colleagues will be able to assist there. Greg, you can hear me okay, right?
Yep, I can hear you, no problem.
Okay, perfect.
Loud and clear.
Thank you. Okay, that's great. That's great. I think it's been fixed. Okay, Doc, so we'll just proceed. So, hello everyone. As you can see, that's my face on the screen there. My name is Hussan Asghar. I am the Student Success Advisor for Heriot-Watt Online in Edinburgh Business School. Also joining me today is Dr. Chakal Agnew, who is the Programme Director for MSc Business and Organisational Psychology. And we also have one of the course leads, Greg Fantham, also joining today, along with Lucy Bolton, who's also part of the academic team.
And Gary's just joined as well.
Oh, Gary's joined as well. Gary's also here. He's also. Hello. So the agenda for today is as follows. The next slide will be an introduction to the academic team, where I will pass over to the academics to introduce themselves. And they are the people who have designed this program for you and will also help teach the program. And then we'll pass over back to myself, and I'll be taking you on an introduction to the online study via our EBS portal. So this will include an insight into studying as an online student, a live tour of our student portal and virtual learning environment, and then we will go through some key information regarding your assessments. And finally, we will have a Q&A session at the end. So if you do have any questions throughout, this webinar, please do pop them either in the Q&A section or in the chat. And just to let everyone know that this webinar is being recorded and it will be sent out at a later date if you wish to receive so. So I'd now like to pass over to the academic team to introduce themselves.
Okay, I think it starts with me. I'm Chakal Agnew. I'm associate professor in psychology and director of the program. Just to give you a brief background, before joining Heriot-Watt, I was at University of Aberdeen, where I did my PhD and also my postdoc. Then I had a year break where I wanted to travel around the world. Then I joined Heriot-Watt. Before I pass it to Greg, I want to say a few words because I think we have some attendees who are already enrolled on the program. We really wanted to meet you here so you can see we are not only a name, we actually exist. And for those who who are here already enrolled on the program, we see that there's already some engagement going on. People are posting in the discussion boards. We are very impressed about that and excited about it. Again, few words of for the program, about the program. We are very excited about this program and very proud of it, in a way that it's designed in such a flexible online. I know it's online, but it's very engaging. That we hope that you will want to spend more and more time on the platform, and a place where you want to constantly come back. So it's not basically a copy paste of what we do on campus. This is completely designed differently for online learners, for people who might be working, busy. And although it's online, it doesn't mean that you're alone. We are on the other side of the screen. As you can see, we've been posting replies to discussion boards already. So if you have any questions, it can be related to course content, it can be technical issues. We are always on the side of the program, on the other side of the screen. So on this webinar, the rest of the team, Greg, Lucy, and Gary, who are actually leading and still developing the courses, they'll tell you more about it. But I will need to leave in 10 minutes. But I think Hussan will talk you through in and outs of how it works. If you have any admin related questions, or if you have any other questions, Greg will be here too. So again, for the next 10 minutes, I can answer any questions via the QA box. So I'll pass it to Greg. Thank you.
Hello, well, I'm Greg Fantham, and you can probably pick up more details about me on the two courses, the organisational culture, culture in organisations, and leadership development, because I'm on the course author profile there, so you can find out more about me there. But my background is quite varied. I did international relations as my first postgrad, and then I went on to war studies and looked at nuclear war. Then I spent some time a long time as a school teacher, and then came back into academia with occupational psychology. And now I've more recently moved into looking at this media stuff. I can say that the course that you're getting online is very different from the courses that are delivered, because I deliver those courses face to face. And the versions that you've got online are very different and deliberately very interactive, so that you should be able to hopefully engage well with them. I'm very interested in how you get on with this. Those of you who started, it looked really good. And those of you who are about to start, please be aware that we're all looking very closely and very, very interested in how you get on. Any problems, anything you're uncertain about, please get back to us and say what's what, so that we can adjust things and help out as appropriate. So I'll be around for the session, so I'll to pick up any other questions. So hopefully speak to you later. I'll pass you over to Lucy.
Hi everyone, thank you, Greg. So my name's Dr. Lucy Bolton, and I'm the Global Director of Studies for our on-campus Business Psychology Masters programs, and I lead the Business Psychology Masters at our Dubai campus, where I'm based. I've been in academia for 14 years now and very passionate about the field of business psychology. I'm a chartered occupational psychologist with the British Psychological Society and a certified business coach. So although the courses that I've been developing and that I am course author for have not been released yet, those ones are organisational change and coaching in the workplace as well. So it has been very fun, dare I say, developing these courses and thinking about how we translate and change our on-campus materials into materials for you guys to have them engaging, independent learning experiences. Okay, thank you. I pass to Gary now.
Yeah,
Hello. I should be able to hear me. Hello, everyone.
yeah, we can hear you.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and it's great to be here. Yeah, my name is Gary Pfeiffer, and I'm teaching 1 or 2 modules with you. My background is both HR and business psychology. Spent some years in HR function, done some consultancy, and then been academic for the last 15, 20 years in the area. I run a variety of courses in different countries. I suppose technically I'm a chartered occupational psychologist and a chartered member of the CIPD, amongst other bits and pieces. But my main issue is really using psychology in the workplace, and I hope to share some ideas. And excited to be here. I've seen some big, interesting comments already, so looking forward to a very rewarding program. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much. Thank you again to the academic team. And if anyone does have any questions, then please do pop them in the Q&A session, section, sorry, or the chat. Greg will stick around to answer any questions at the end, and I'll be there again to answer any admin style questions, should anyone have any. So we'll just move on to the next slide here. So the EBS student portal, this can be accessed via the link that's there on the screen. And accessing the student portal will allow you to have access to your virtual learning environment. So once you've popped in your credentials, then this is what will kind of you'll see on your main screen there. So I will go into more depth in the actual live tour. But as we can see at the top of the screen there, you have like a welcome message along with any announcements or important course announcements they'll be popped there to show you, if there's any changes to do with the timetables or when the electives will be released. So these are some of the things that you can find at this section here, and the courses section is where you're able to access all of the courses now specifically for yourselves. This is an old picture here, so it's not the most up to date, but you will see the most up to date version on the actual portal when I show you it. So that's where you're able to access all of your courses. And then at the bottom here, you have an admin discussion board. So if you have any admin style questions, you can pop them on the discussion board there, and one of our team members will be in touch. So as I did mention, many of the communications that you receive will be sent electronically via the student portal, and these will include messages such as enrollment confirmations, communication about matriculation and exemptions if you've previously applied for them, along with assessment registration confirmations. So as you can see just here, we had the 3 little sections at the top of the menu there. I will show you kind of what kind of this entails more of. You're also able to enroll for courses via the study section here, and you can also make changes to your account through the student portal as well. So that's if you need to update any information, or you needed to change your address or something like that, you're able to do so. And you're also able to change your study preferences as well via the account section there. Now, what does studying online actually look like? So the teaching methods and technologies that were, integrated in and kind of developing this program, there's an authentic tutor presence via the tone of voice and the media that's used. So the academic team have spent, a lot of time creating these videos throughout your course material there that will help bring relevance to topics that are covered and concepts that you'll be learning in the actual courses themselves. Now, there's also activities that are integrated into your virtual learning environment, and these are specifically to prepare you for your end of module tasks. The end of module tasks, they allow you to bring all of the learning outcomes of a module together. And finally, these were designed to actually prepare you for your timed online coursework, which will be your method of assessment. And I will be touching upon some key information regarding your assessments later on in this webinar. So your study materials, they're accessed through our innovative virtual learning environment. So when you actually click into a course, this will show you the dashboard, and this allows you to view your progress, to see your average test marks, and it also shows you an overview of your discussion participations. So some of the components of the virtual learning environment. So you'll have access to introduction videos. So every course on the program will include an introduction video, and these introduction videos provide a summarized overview of the course. Again, you have access to extensive video content as part of your learning, and this will help bring relevance to the concept and ideas that you'll be learning throughout this program. There are also tools to help you track your progress. So these tools are built into the virtual learning environment. So you're able to track your completion rate and see how many sections are to be completed. Now, these aren't going to be monitored by anyone. They are purely there to for yourselves to kind of use as a gauge to see how well you're progressing through the materials. You are able to reset your status to incomplete if you wish to kind of go over something again. And it's just really something that we found students and other programs have actually found this really beneficial. So once you've completed this section, you'll mark it as complete, and this will kind of highlight the progress bar and take up, you know, and it will show you kind of what else is remaining. So please do make use of the tools that have been integrated into the virtual learning environment. Now, Jackal touched upon some of the discussion forums there. So we also have collaborative discussion forums where you're able to engage with fellow students around the world. You can interact with the academics who teach the course. You can also see posts on previously asked questions. You're able to filter through by topic. So if there's something that's specifically asked about a certain module, then you're able to filter the topics via the discussion forum section. And these are really ideal for constructing your knowledge together. And as part of your learning, you'll also have access to the library resources. So, you know, things such as case studies, e-textbooks, journal articles you'll have access to. There's also post-it boards where you're able to drag and drop some multimedia style things if you wish to do so. This is something that's actually new to our virtual learning environment, which we're all quite excited about. So please do make use of these tools. There's also practice essays, past papers, and tests, all there to help you, you know, prepare for your assessments at the end of your course. So I'll just stop there and I'll stop sharing my screen as I just pop up the student portal and the virtual learning environment, and I'll just kind of highlight some of the things that are useful there. So I hope everyone's able to see my screen there. Okay, doke. So, yep, when we log in, as you guys saw in the slide earlier in the presentation there, this is what it's going to look like. So you have your welcome message there, and then you have any important program and course announcements, and you can see all of the latest updates by clicking there. There's also a section that helps you, you know, prepare for your timed online coursework assessments. So one of the things that I'll talk a little bit later about is the program hub, which I'm unable to show you today, as this is just a demonstration account. It's a demo account. I don't have access to the program hub as such just yet, but you will have access to the program hub. The program hub has, you know, lots and lots of tools, and I'll talk more about that later on today. But these will all kind of help you, you know, settling as an online student. It'll help you with your time management and things such as that. But if I was to click into the go to timed online coursework assessment area, you know, there's a lot of materials there that you can access when preparing for your assessments. These will be, you know, guides to online coursework assessments. You know, if you've never done one before, it kind of just shows you what to expect. And these are also popped into the actual courses to help you specifically prepare for those course assessments at the end of the assessments. On the top here, you can also view the assessment timetables. So here's where you're able to scroll down and find the courses that you've enrolled on. And this is where you're able to see when the next assessment session is coming up. We also have one for December if you're wanting to see any later assessments. If you wish to defer your assessments, you're able to do so. This is all done via the student portal. I will make everyone aware that if you are to defer any assessments, then please do so over and before the assessment registration deadline. And this will allow you to defer the assessment free of charge. Anything after a specific time, after the registration deadline, then you will incur an admin cost there. So if anyone does need to defer their assessments, then you're able to do so again via the student portal. And over here as well, this has opened up a different section here about new enrollment. So if you have completed a course and you need to enroll for a new course, you're able to do so through here. Again, you can view your assessments through the student portal as well. You can see the registration deadlines. If you need to make a payment, you can do so through the student portal. And for anyone who needs to apply for or would like to apply for exemptions, you're able to do so through this, and this will be assessed by the exemptions team. And any communications, if there's an update about your exemptions application, it will be here on the student portal there. And again, any letters or transcripts that you need, it's all accessible via this student portal. So we'll go back into culture and organisations. This is what's going to show up as your course dashboard. So as we can see on the right here, we have faculty latest replies. So if you have missed out anything, let's say you've taken a week out of your studies with your busy schedule, then you're able to come back, and once you've clicked onto the course, it'll show you the dashboard and show you all of the latest replies, just in case you've missed anything. So as we can see, Gary has replied to some of the things that have been posted on the discussion forum already. Now your progress, again, this is the tools that we've popped into the dashboard there. So if I was to complete, let's say I was to go into the actual course here, and I was ready and I'd completed everything there, I would just mark that as complete. And there we go, it's shown there on our dashboard. Again, one of the cool things is we have this return to section button, so you don't have to go in and find specifically into the intricacies of each section of the course there. You just hit return to section and you can go back and pick up from where you last left off. So as part of the learning, you'll also have tests that you can complete, and this will display your average test mark there. It shows you also how it was calculated, and it shows how many times you've participated in discussions. And now we do encourage everyone to make use of the discussion forums. They work really, really well, and they're the best way for you to kind of interact with your students and the academics in the program. I would like to make everyone aware as well, if for any reason you're traveling or something and you don't have access to internet, we'd like to make the learning material as accessible as possible at all times, so you can manage your offline content there, and this will store the materials there on your local hard drive, and this way you're able to access all of the materials. I know for some people as well, they do prefer to have PDFs or printable materials. So you're also able to print your materials. And at the bottom here, we can also see the manage subscriptions box. So, if you want to be notified about what your peers are speaking about or talking about, then you're able to receive emails. And if you wanted to manage your subscriptions, you're able to do so again through the course dashboard. Now, this is the course forum section where you're able to create topics and post things. There's not much that's been posted here just yet. I will expect this to pick up in the near future. But you can filter by tag. So again, this is what I was speaking about earlier. If there's anything specific to, let's say, motivation and culture, and someone's popped a topic there, and you wanted to see what things were being discussed, then you're able to filter it by topic. So if there was something about motivation and culture, you would just click the filter by tag, and it'll show you all of the topics that are being spoken about specifically for that section of your course or your module. And you're also able to search your topics there as well. So just to show you guys a little bit more, as we mentioned, there's introductory videos for each course. There's also sections, a little bit about your course author there as well, as you can see. And there's also an abundance of information there on how to approach the course, how to keep yourself committed to your studies, a little bit more about how to access your library resources, some guidance on how to use Google Scholar. And then there's also a wealth of information about how to reference as well, which is very important for this specific discipline. And then again, there's additional readings. If you did wish to make use of them, you also have access to our discovery. So if you were to, Google Discovery Heriot-Watt, you're able to access our e-library, where you can search for journal articles along with some textbooks that you might find the additional readings that will be accessible there. Again, it's giving you a kind of structure of the course outline. Now, it's very important you familiarize yourself with all of these, because this is all designed in a specific way to help prepare you for your final assessments. So it's very important that you make use of all the tools and all the information here. And again, you're able to view the course handbook there as well. But once you've completed a section, you would just mark it as complete, and there it shows you that how you're progressing. You can reset your status there as well. I'll just mark that as complete. We'll go to the next section there. So this is more about your assessment. They're sharing the grading rubric, so you're able to see how the course will be assessed. Now, there's also more information about the assessment brief. Now, this will help. This will help you. This is something that you can refer to constantly throughout your studies and in order to prepare for your assessments, and this will help set you up to perform at the best of your abilities come the assessment date. And as you can see, we've got some videos here to kind of give you more information, or this is to give you your case study question, and this way you're able to answer the questions on this. We've also included some introductory activities, so you're able to pop, wherever you stay there, and then you're also able to share a little bit more about yourself on the discussion forum there. And this is a good way for you all to kind of build a professional network and to keep in touch with the peers that are studying. People will automatically think that online studying will have kind of no sort of interaction with other students or even the academics, but this is definitely not the case. We do encourage you all to use the materials and the tools that are there to kind of help build your network. So if we were to go into one of the actual sections here, this is just to kind of show you an indication about what to expect and how the courses will look. So a lot of the courses are going to have the same sort of structure in the way that you're going to kind of progress through the learning material. So you'll always have your learning outcomes at the top, along with what's expected of you in the modules. It will show you the recommended readings for the modules there, and you would just mark as complete once you're done. And again, you have some YouTube videos embedded into the virtual learning environment. You can compare and show your notes through this section here. And anytime there's something asking you to answer questions or activities, it's not something that you'd have to leave the virtual learning environment and answer separately. It's all built in so that you're able to submit your answers via the virtual learning environment. Now, this is an example of the task for Module 1. So as you can see, you have the case study section there, and then it will ask you to pop your answers in there. And then you have the case study part 2, and it shows you a model answer as well. And again, this is something that we do hope everyone makes the most use of. So we have a feedback section at the end of each of the modules and each of the courses. We do ask everyone to please make use of the feedback there. This will help us improve the way that we've designed our learning. We're also able to take into consideration any changes that you guys might have or guys might require. So please do make the use of this. It's very important for ourselves and to develop our learning materials in the future. And then you also have a summary for each specific module in the course. Now, as I mentioned, there's always going to be something here to help you prepare for your assessment. So once you've actually, made your way through all of the little sections in the course, you'll have a section to prepare you for your assessments. Now, there'll be something specific to those assessments. If there's anything specific that needs to be known for those assessments, they will be there. So there's practice papers. Again, we've got the grading rubric there as well, and just showing you how each of the questions are going to be weighted. So it's really important that you make the most of these. And again, this is going to help you prepare to the best of your abilities for the assessment. So once we've done that, just go to course complete, and this will ask you to share your thoughts on culture and organisation. So you can, create a post or a topic there, and you can post there. Now, in some of our other programs, like the MBA program, there's lots and lots of kind of feedback and thoughts that have been shared there. We're hoping to have the exact same for business and organizational psychology. So please do make the most of this section here. Tell us what you enjoyed. Tell us if we could have done something better, and we will take your feedback into consideration. And if you did want to share any of your thoughts anonymously, then you're able to email your comments to the email address that is listed just there. So as far as that goes, that's kind of the live tour over. If anyone does have any questions specifically about this, please do pop them in the Q&A section or the chat, and I will try and answer them to the best that I can at the end of this webinar. But I'll just pop up the presentation again. Okie doke. So with regards to your final assessment, each of your courses are going to be assessed by timed online coursework, which will be over a 24-hour window. So once you've actually started your assessment, you'll have 3 hours to submit your assessments via the student portal. There's 3 assessment sessions per year. The first one will be April, spanning over across to May. The second one will be in August, and the third one is in December. You're able to set your assessments in any of these sessions in the future. However, your first assessments will be scheduled for December 2023. There is an assessment timetable available through the student portal. So once you've actually accessed this, you're able to kind of check the assessment assessment timetable through there as well. And please do keep in mind there's a 50% pass mark for each course, so you'll have to receive 50% in order to progress onto with the program. Now, there's also a wealth of support services available. So as part of your studying and as part of being an online student with Heriot-Watt University, we actually strive to offer the same amount of support that an on-campus peer would receive. As I mentioned earlier, some people are a little bit scared about online learning because they expect not to have the same level of support available. But as you can see that, there's been a lot of time taken into the way that the course leaders have designed the program, along with our learning design team, and for ourselves as well as me working as part of student success. It's critical that we ensure that our online students feel as though their issues or anything that they have is being resolved. So you'll have access to the additional study skills as part of the support available, and you'll also have access to our career services, who you're able to get in contact with, and they'll give you support, with things such as building your CV, helping you to maybe find jobs or internships. So please do make use of this. And as I mentioned earlier, the program hub, so many of online students, they're trying to progress their careers to the next level. So they've come back to studying after being in a professional environment for so long. This can sometimes be quite a daunting experience. So this program hub will allow you to have access to things that will help you create a study plan. It's really important you guys create a study plan. This is going to help you, this is going to help you get through the material in a way that kind of suits you best. The course has been designed to be fully flexible, to fit around anyone's work schedule. So please do make a study plan. This is going to help keep you motivated and help keep you on track to actually complete the program in a time frame that suits you best. You also have things to help you manage your stress and anxiety. There's also a support team there if you needed to contact our wellbeing support team. If you had any questions, then you do have access to that as well. They will help you, with any concerns that you have, or if you need to write any mitigating circumstances or anything, then you're able to do so by getting in touch with the support team. And again, you also have access to the library resources as part of the academic practice. So this will help you with things such as critical reading, referencing, and plagiarism, just to make sure that you have all of the essentials there, kind of solidified before you take your assessments. And again, the discussion forums will allow you to create topics and discuss areas of your learning with the academics and your peers. And again, you have access to the support team at the end here. There will be an email address, our shared inbox. So please take note of that. And if you have any non-academic areas that you need to discuss, you can email us at any time. And please do remember, we're only an email away. And finally, you'll have access to our Grad Futures Careers platform, where there will be numerous jobs that might be posted. So please do take a look at that also. Now, some of the benefits of online study. So, we've kind of highlighted some of these already. So this is going to help you identify and develop areas of potential which have previously been unfulfilled in your career. You can enjoy the company of others making a similar journey as you. It's a flexible degree, and this is going to help you develop a network of continuing professional development. Again, I'd just like to say to everyone, please do pop in your feedback in the course feedback survey. This is really important to us as well as yourselves, because we're able to change things as we go along, and we're able to kind of make things better for yourselves in the future courses, and for future students who are going to be taking the program as well. I'd now like to welcome any questions that anyone have. I do see that the chat's been going off throughout this time. I believe some of my colleagues have already answered some of the questions. Actually, whilst we're here, I did actually get some questions that were emailed in advance of this webinar. So what I'll do is I'll first like to go through them. They might answer some of the questions that you already have. And if you have any academic style questions, we do have the academic team available here to answer your questions as well. So somebody did email regarding the entry requirements to the program. So the two ways that you can be admitted onto the program, there's kind of a two-way matriculation process that we have. So our admissions and application process is actually different from most universities. So unlike many traditional business schools and universities, Edinburgh Business School doesn't have a pre-enrollment registration or application process. We have a very flexible admissions criteria that will help you, enroll and register onto the program, and this will be done by purchasing your first course. And at that stage, we will email you a student identification number, a student registration number, and a student registration form will be sent to you. So the two-stage registration process, once you've actually purchased your first course, your next stage would be to be admitted onto the program by the university's matriculation process. So you can apply for matriculation after you've registered as a student, and I'll outline the two matriculation options there. So option one will apply to you if you have a first or second class honours degree from a higher education institution or another university. So if this is applied to you, you will select option one. For option two, it will be if you don't have any previous academic background, such as an honours degree, then you'll have to matriculate after several months, as we require you to meet the requirements of a postgraduate certificate. And this will be granted by obtaining passes in 3 of the courses. These are 3 of the courses in the actual degree structure. They're not additional courses, so any of the 3 courses that you take will allow you to receive a postgraduate certificate in terms of the requirements, and that way you can progress on at the MSc level. We also had someone asking about the intakes for this program. So the program's not actually bound by any intakes. The enrollment is open all year round, meaning that you're able to begin your studies at a time that suits you best. Again, this is by purchasing your first course. Once you've done this is kind of where you're able to dictate when it is you actually would like to start. I think someone did ask in the questions as well. I've got a question here, but I think someone popped in the chat regarding online or distance learning on the certificates, and if an online degree will hold the same weight as an on-campus degree. So online students will receive the same certificate that an on-campus student would receive. There's no mention of online or distance learning on your certificate. And the online degrees have been designed in a way and they hold the exact same weight that an on-campus degree would receive. See if we've got any more questions here. Yeah, and someone asked how many hours are they expected to study per week. So each of the courses have been designed to take around 200 study hours to complete. Again, every student is different, so this depends on your academic ability. It's not going to be monitored by the university. This is just so you know if you've actually given the right amount of time, dedicated to each course. So 200 study hours is what we would say, and I think for the dissertations we say around 600 study hours. Just open the chat here. Yeah, so someone's asked, does the final degree state the classification? Yeah, so I mean, if you were to pass with distinction or merit, this would be on your, your certificate. So it's the exact same way that an on-campus student would receive their certificate. You will receive the exact same certificate that they would receive. So in the same format of, a pass with merit or a pass with distinction or an ordinary pass, these will be written on the degree certificates. Just open the Q&A section to see if we have any questions there. So just give a couple more minutes and see if anyone does have any final questions. So we'll just stick around for maybe a couple more minutes. So please do get your questions in. If you have any questions that you don't want to ask, in the next slide there will be our email address. So you are able to get in contact with us directly to the email address, and we will get back to you. And I can arrange a meeting either this week or next early next week if anyone has any concerns or anything that they want to speak about. In person, I can set up a Teams call regarding that as well, where you're able to speak with myself and we can go through some of the questions there. So someone's asking about the payments. So it's not actually more advantageous if you were to pay in one lump sum, and there's no interest charge paying by module. So the course price will always be the same there. You're able to just purchase course by course if you wish to help you spread out the payments, or you're able to pay for the whole program in one lump sum if you wish to do so as well. We don't normally recommend students to pay in one lump sum for everything. Purely because in the past, if someone has done so, yeah, we have a 14-day cool-off period where you're able to have your, account cancelled, and the learning materials will be inaccessible again, and you can get your money back. So if you were to do this for the whole program, and let's say in a month or 2 months' time, if anything changed, we would probably advise against this, purely because it would be you giving more of your money away at the start. So we would say if you want to do it this way, you can pay course by course. Does anybody have any academic style questions? Again, if you have any academic style questions, you're more than welcome to email us, and we can pass on, your questions to the academics directly. Or if you've already enrolled, then you can pop your questions in the discussion forums there, and they will be in touch. Somebody's asking how many modules we need to get the MSc degree. So there's eight modules on this MSc program. So you have to complete 8 modules and the dissertation project, and this will give you the MSc degree. Yep, that's correct. So yeah, eight modules and 1 dissertation. See, a few people are typing there. So whilst this last question is being typed, what I will do, because it's been just a couple of minutes over the 45 minutes that were allocated for this webinar, just gonna like to say, thanks to everyone for attending, and thank you to the academic team for being here also. If you have any questions, then please do not hesitate to get in touch. That is our email address there, hwonlineapps@hw.ac.uk. I'll stay on a couple more minutes. Feel free to drop off if you wish to do so. But I'll stay on probably until 1 o'clock. If anyone has any questions, then they're able to just pop them in the chat there, and I'll be more than happy to answer. But again, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. So someone's asked regarding the dissertation if they're going to be assigned to specific supervisors. Hoping one of the academic team members will be able to kind of shed more light on that if they're able to do so. Someone's saying that they've. Greg, do you want to answer that one?
I think Bernie's typing something here. I don't want to preempt that. The project work is still still being developed, so the precise layout of that, I think, isn't quite settled. Well, I'm waiting to see if Bernie has some more light to throw on that. All right, no. So as it stands, the project is still being developed, and the extent, precisely how much additional support you get for that, is still not quite established. But you would get support.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Greg. With regards to a virtual call, if you can email our shared inbox, I can arrange something for you with that. So no problem at all there. And in return, in terms of the slides, as Bernie's already mentioned, that you'll be given a recording and the slides for this webinar as well.